Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for my week 35 pregnancy update with boy-girl twins. We are literally at the end of the pregnancy and it almost doesn't feel real still. I mean, like, the closer I get, the more I realize that for real it's getting to the end. But the day that you see this, we will have 1 week, 5 days till induction, and my 4-year-old is downstairs throwing the biggest tantrum of life right now. For once, I'm kind of glad that it's not me dealing with it though. Any of you moms feel that way when it's not your turn to deal with a tantrum? So anyways, I'll start off with my bump app like I always do for week 35. So in week 35, babies were as big as pineapples. And here's just a little shot of what it shows for week 35. My screen is always so nasty and I'm kind of embarrassed to show you guys that. But it says that they are 5.07 pounds, which we know is not accurate because my last growth scan, they were both 5.5 pounds. So by now they're probably both 5 3/4 pounds or so. And it says that their hearing is fully developed and they both respond the best to high-pitched noises, like my 4-year-old screams downstairs. Great. And it says if you are having a boy, which obviously one of these babies is a boy, it says that his testes have fully descended down. Very interesting. This is my first experience having a boy of my own, so it's going to be a wild ride. So as far as symptoms this week, again, nothing has changed. I have gotten just a few more stretch marks, some that are kind of under the skin that I think are going to become like part of my skin. Depending on how much longer I'm pregnant, I'm pretty sure they're going to come through. It stinks, yes, but you can't really avoid stretch marks. I do use some cream depending on like my mood and how I'm feeling that day. But I'm not a person who believes you can actually prevent them. I know that you can change the appearance of them, but my stretch marks from my last pregnancy, you can't even see them when I'm not pregnant. And so it doesn't really bother me having them now because I know that it's inevitable. You're gonna get them if you're gonna get them. Pelvic and hip pressure is very, very, very bad. I think between both babies, obviously now there's about 11 pounds of baby, maybe 11.5 pounds of baby total, plus the water, plus the placentas. There's a lot of weight on my hips and pelvis, and I can feel it pretty much every minute of every day, especially in the afternoons. If I've been kind of up that day, moving around more than normal, it just gets to be very painful. And last night at like 7:45, I said I have to go lay down in bed. I can't sit up, I can't stand up. I have to go lay down and kind of move my body around to get relief off of my hips. The pain is so severe in the hip area. That's one thing that I am ready just to get rid of because it's just excruciating sometimes, especially if one of them changes positions. And with baby A being so low down there, I think that she might be the issue because her brother is pushing on her, so all this weight's kind of coming down so super low. And I know that with a singleton it's the same way. Towards the end of the pregnancy, the baby just comes down and it just hurts. My heartburn this week hasn't improved any. I really wish that I would have asked for Zantac a while back, because now that I have a week and a half left, a week and 5 days or so left at the most, I don't really see a point, honestly, in like asking for it. The tantrum is now moving upstairs. That's fantastic. This is just real mom life right here. But I'm not going to ask for it now. The best thing that I've found for heartburn over the counter is the Alka-Seltzer, like the harder chewable tablets. The gummies from the other brands just don't work for me. I'll take the gummies and then 5 minutes later the heartburn's back. So if you're dealing with heartburn, I highly recommend the Alka-Seltzer brand. And the last symptom that I've really had this week, that I mentioned this before, are the contractions. The Braxton Hicks contractions are very, very severe, to the point that sometimes it's hard to tell them apart from real contractions. The only obvious thing is that they don't pile on top of each other and they're not regular for long enough, and they're not getting super intense for that long. So honestly, I'm not really concerned about them right now, because when they come, I'm kind of like, here we go. Here's another, you know, round of Braxton Hicks contractions. I just don't know when that time's gonna come that I'm gonna take it seriously and actually see if they're coming in like a certain pattern or whatever. I think that I'm just so used to them now coming for like 2 hours, 12 minutes apart and then disappearing, that it probably would take me a while to actually take it seriously if I was in labor. And then, oh, last thing, very TMI that happened this week. My mucus plug, gone. It's all out. I am pretty sure it's completely gone. I started losing it in week 28, right when I went into preterm labor, and then I'm pretty sure it regenerated, which that happens. And then this week it was like goodbye. So I don't know if it's gonna be gone for good this time or if it'll regenerate again. Who knows? But pretty much after that happened a few days ago, that's when the Braxton Hicks kind of started to feel a little bit worse, in my opinion. So I'm not sure if it's related, but I think my body is definitely like to the point where it knows labor is coming soon, whether I make it to induction or not. At this point, I feel like I'm probably gonna make it to induction just because I'm just feeling good and I feel like I'm gonna make it all the way, which would be week 38, which is awesome. As I'm filming this, I've already hit my 36 week mark, which is just like the best news for a twin pregnancy, especially in my case, going into preterm labor twice, about a month apart. So they're still hanging in there and I'm still hanging in here by a thread, but I'm still here. I'm still here for it. You know, I'm still happy to be pregnant with them, but I really cannot wait to meet them for sure. So let's go ahead and talk about my appointment that I had this week. This was a big appointment because this appointment was with the induction doctor. Of the practice that I am in, there's about 3 doctors total out of 12 delivering that truly will listen to me and truly want to give me the birth that I want. Even with my past labor issues and having twins, having a head down baby and a breech baby, there's 3 of them. So the one that's actually inducing me is obviously one of those 3. And I went to his clinic this past week to meet with him and make sure that everything was still good to go, because that was the one thing I was waiting for before I had the babies. I needed to make sure that him and I 100% were on the same page, because you definitely need that if you want to kind of have the labor that you want. You have to advocate for yourself, and it's not always easy because I'm a first-time twin mom. I have no idea about how twin deliveries are, except for what I've researched and learned and asked questions about. So when we met him, he's super nice. My blood pressure actually was okay this appointment, so my induction date is still a week and 5 days away. At my next appointment, if it's raised, they probably will move my induction up. So technically I could be induced in like less than a week. It just depends on my blood pressure, but as of this last appointment, when they checked it was fine, but it has been fluctuating throughout the week. So they caught it at like a really good time, which is totally okay. So basically we are still on to try for a vaginal birth, and I'm so happy, so relieved. He did give me some statistics and things like that as far as like his personal experience delivering twins. He's done numerous twin deliveries. He's been around for a while. He's been around for quite a long time. And I think that you'll find that most doctors who are okay with breech deliveries are a little bit older, because they just don't teach it like they used to. They do still, but it's not like it used to be, if that makes sense. So basically how he explained it to me is when baby A, he said pretty much since she's head down now, he doesn't foresee her moving in the next week and a half. And honestly, she's never been any way but vertex ever, which is amazing. That's all I could honestly have asked for. Now baby B, he was head down for a hot minute at one appointment at like 33 weeks, but otherwise he's breech or transverse. So once baby A is out vaginally, they will try in between babies to do a version to help move him to head down. He says that, you know, there's times they can do it and they turn, there's times they don't turn. But if he doesn't turn and he remains breech, The doctor is totally okay with a breech extraction. He said that their sizes are okay. He doesn't foresee them making it both to 7 pounds or over. Once they would hit 7 pounds, that would be an issue because of a shoulder dystocia with my daughter who was 7 pounds. And typically shoulder dystocias don't happen with babies that small. Typically it's more like 8.5, 9 pounders, like bigger babies. So I'm not really sure what happened with me. I think she just came too fast and her hand got caught and that was the issue. But whatever, I'm fine as long as he's fine, and I'm gonna trust that he would be honest with me if he thought that I needed a C-section. Now, clearly if something happened during my delivery and I needed a C-section, I would have one. I'm not saying that I am gonna refuse a C-section, but I truly just do not want one if I don't have to have one. If it becomes a safety issue, I'll be the first one to say, let's go to the OR and do, well, we're gonna deliver in the OR regardless, because in case something happens, you're already there. So I will be the first one to say, let's do a C-section if we have to. The number one priority are the health of these babies. We've come a really long way, and I would never, ever put anything before their safety. So just to make that clear, I want them out as safe as possible, but I would like a positive birth experience, and I would truly like to try for a vaginal birth because A's head down and she's ready to party. So let's just do this. Everything else I'm leaving in the doctor's hands. I am gonna ask for delayed cord clamping. I did it with my daughter. I think the benefits of delayed cord clamping are amazing. If you've never heard of it, just quickly look it up. It's something to look into. Basically, they just don't cut the cord until it stops pulsating. So nothing crazy about that. They just get a lot of benefits from it. So we are going to be planning on doing that. Again, doctor is fine with that. So overall, it was a good appointment. However, he had me do an NST because we're at the end of pregnancy, and we did an NST and baby B failed. My little boy, who doesn't want to move, he's lazy, and he just sleeps all the time. He failed his NST, and we were like, great, because a snowstorm was about to come through and we really wanted to get home. But then we're like, what's going on with him? And I assured them that this was his first time kind of not being active, but they had us go back and ultrasound and do another BPP. If you remember a few weeks ago, we had him on a BPP that time as well, and he passed it at the last second, and this time was no different. He passed the BPP biophysical profile at the very last second. She was about to stop, and he finally gave the last points that he needed to pass. And he's just a little chill baby, and that's just hopefully how he's going to be when he comes out too, because his sister does not seem to be like that. So I'll only have 2 more appointments at the most. I have one coming up this week, and then I have one coming up next week, and then that's going to be it. So I'm just like, we are so close. We are definitely close. I'm filming the nursery tour hopefully today after I film this video, as long as I can muster up the energy to get it done today. Otherwise I can get it done tomorrow. But I am just like, the finish line is here. So whenever they're ready, we're ready. Everything's packed, top of the staircase. It's just sitting there waiting. The swings are up. I also wanted to show you guys one thing that I got in this week that I really want to show you, because I get asked a lot about breastfeeding, and it is my full intention to breastfeed as long as I possibly can. If for some reason there's latch issues, which I'm not too worried about right now, because a lot of times with twins who are born early, they have latch issues because they're too small and they're preemie. Our babies wouldn't be considered preemie because now that we've hit 36 weeks, they wouldn't consider them to be preemie babies, at least from what I'm being told. So I did buy this pillow to assist me, and it's huge. I don't know if you guys can even see it. So this is the Twin Z pillow, and holy cow, you guys, it's huge. This is a pillow to assist with breastfeeding, and basically the center of it sits up and it comes around you, so you just lay the babies on there, and otherwise they can just kind of lounge in there during the day. and so you can use it for multiple things. It's basically like a boppy for twins. I'm not going to bring that to the hospital because it's massive, but I wanted to show that to you guys because I am planning to breastfeed, and I got it on a really good deal. So I'm like, I have to buy this pillow now because I want to have myself set up to breastfeed successfully. And I think having the right tools from the get-go is important. And if there are latch issues and say neither of them latch for some reason, I would be exclusively pumping, which is I feel like exclusively pumping is a little bit harder than just breastfeeding exclusively, because you're having to take the time to pump and then feed, and that just makes it kind of pretty much like doubles the time. So I'm hoping they'll both latch on and be good breastfeeding champion babies, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I definitely want to produce for them as long as I can, as long as they need me to. So that's going to be all for this update. I'm going to do a belly shot for you guys, and then that will be it. But I want to thank you guys in advance so much for watching this video and following us along and welcoming our babies. The name reveal is live. If you have not seen their names, the name reveal will be down below for you guys. We're so excited to have been able to, well, I'm excited to have been able to share their names with you guys because my husband did not want me to do it. And then we made an agreement, either 36 weeks or labor, and 36 weeks came first, and we're still pregnant. So again, thank you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Here is my side view. As you can tell, it's pretty protruding. And as you can tell, my maternity pants are getting really tight. So here's the side of my huge belly, and there are stretch marks. You can see them kind of like coming up. So they are down there, and then I feel like there's some right here that's coming. Here is this angle, and then these I had at my last pregnancy. They just turn red and then they disappear after I give birth. But yeah, this is the big round belly.
The best thing I did, and I